guys, it's me Mara. So for this week's video, I'm going to explain to you guys how I passed BSAT or BS Air Transportation major in flying in PhilSCA. So I am currently a freshman in PhilSCA and I just want to share my experience. I feel like this will be helpful for a lot of you aspiring pilots. Anyways, if you are planning to apply to PhilSCA or Philippine State College of Aeronautics, it is an aviation school. Meron din tourism doon, AMT, air engineering, but we are talking about BSAT here in our channel because that's my course. Disclaimer lang guys, wala pang announcement.
Actually guys, posted na sa PhilSCA page yung admission requirements, so I will link it down below para mabasa nyo ng mabuti.
We are in a pandemic, so this is a very different situation. So, yung mga experiences ko na sasabihin sa inyo is very different. The road that you will be taking is very different. Since this year, I feel like wala kayong exam because, of course, you have to take the exam physically there. So, ang disclaimer ko lang, guys, is everything that I will say are based on my experience before the pandemic. So, first, guys, if you don't know what BSAT is, so this course, in simple terms, is for aspiring commercial pilots. And of course, alam nyo naman ang PhilSCA is a state university, which means it is funded by the government. So we have 2 years of academics, and when tumungtong ka ng 3rd year, magfa-flying ka na unto 4th year. So 4 years lang yung course na to. It is 2 years academics and then 2 years flying. And this is the course for people na gusto yung directly to commercial pilot license na talaga siya. As for me kasi, what I really like about BSAT, it is direct because I really am excited to be a pilot and I want to be a pilot as soon as possible talaga. That is my dream. If you have questions, just leave them down below, or kung gusto nyo maging anonymous, I have my curiouscat. It's curiouscat.qa/maraadriano. So yun, pwede ka maging anonymous doon. I will share to you guys yung requirements. So this is based on our requirements last year. I will just tell you guys a quick run through lang sa mga requirements. So first, for BSAT and BS Aero Engineering is kailangan ang general weighted average or yung G1 nyo or GWA nyo is 90% and up. Ano ba yung GWA or yung GWA? Ano ba yun? So yun yung total ng grades mo sa card. Kung hindi pa 90 yung grade mo, you must work, guys. We have the photocopy of the following. We have SHS card, certificate of good moral character, 1-piece 1x1 latest colored picture. So additional requirements, ito additional for specific courses like BSAT, kailangan ng Ishihara test. So ano yung Ishihara test? Ito yung test na para matest yung mata mo kung hindi ka colorblind. So kailangan negative ka dito. Nung kami, we had to take it sa PhilSCA kasi pwede yun madaya. Pag dinaya mo yan, guys, apektado din yung future mo. So wag mo nang dayain, hindi ka makukuha sa trabaho kung colorblind ka. Try nyo online, meron, search nyo lang Ishihara test, itry nyo para ma-check nyo muna kung colorblind ba kayo o hindi. Also, for only BSAT, we need neuropsychological test result with diagnosis. And I took this, I think, sa UST Med or sa UST Hospital. Doon ko nakuha yon. And guys, for the admission test or yung college entrance exam naman, you need for BSAT, dapat makapasa ka ng 90 plus or better. Kailangan 90 pataas ang grade mo out of 100. So, I'm just saying this for future references. I'm not saying na may exam this year, but if ever someone is watching this from the next years na wala ng COVID, of course, I included this information also. And another thing is, aero engineerings and air transportation na courses will have qualifying exam after nung entrance exam dapat. But we did not take that kasi COVID na nga. Yung qualifying exam na yun, nakakakaba talaga kasi we're still not sure sa slot namin dito. So it's either merong matatanggal sa BSAT. So pag natanggal ka sa BSAT, pwede kang pumunta sa ibang courses. Sana mapasa ko yung qualifying exam and then I can fly. So next, we're going to the part ng reviewing or reviewers ko nung nag-PhilSCA at ako. So lahat naman is parehas yung exam. It's just that kailangan lang for BSAT 90 and better yung grade mo. I will link everything na nagamit kong reviewer or yung mga naalala kong nagamit kong reviewer down below, but I will mention the topics din na included sa PhilSCA. What I usually do is just search for this topic sa YouTube or sa Google and then I just study them. So we have have more on reasonings talaga to. Hindi siya more on books, more on memorization, more on reasoning, more on common sense. Kaya kailangan utak talaga, hindi memorization dito. We have mechanical reasoning, language reasoning, more on grammar, more on spellings. Numerical reasoning, yung mga basic mathematics, dapat alam nyo yun. Spatial reasoning, ito, one of the most mahirap na part talaga. So, yun talaga sa tinakadi ko talaga yun. And then, abstract reasoning, spelling, grammar, logical reasoning, analytical reasoning, and then may essay siya sa huli na ang tanong is, why do you want to be in PhilSCA? Super different ng aviation-related entrance exams sa UPCAT. Kailangan mo talaga sa buhay ng mga informations like yung basic math, yun ang kailangan sa aviation schools. More on reasoning, more on utak, more on common sense. Usually, each reasoning or each part, kailangan mong tapusin ng 20 to 25 minutes. Now, we'll go to advices. And these advices are based on my own experience nga. Also, this may not be applicable to you right now because we are in a pandemic. It may be applicable if there are exams. My first advice is maintain your general weighted average at 90 or better. Since the pandemic started, maraming na-cancel na entrance exams, and that includes some of my classmates. And what they did for the remaining people that did not take the entrance exam because of the lockdown, ang ginawa nila guys is they took the GWA of every student, and yun yung kinuha nila. Kung sino yung may pinakamataas, kung sino yung pinakamagandang GWA. My advice for you guys, since we are in this pandemic, kailangan mo talagang i-maintain yung 90% grade mo or even better. Without the exam, yun na lang ang papabasehan. Second advice is you have to get your papers ready para mapasa mo siya immediately once the college admission is announced. For me, last year, I had it ready like 3 to 5 months before pa lang ata. Like, I had them ready. I asked the uppers, yung higher year, ano yung mga requirements nyo, and I had it stored in this long brown envelope. So, once mag-announce ang PhilSCA, we'll go straight there. Next one, I think this will be applicable if my exam. So for me, what I did is I studied for at least an hour a day. And I started this siguro mga 6 months before lang. It's not 1 year. Feeling ko pag 1 year, nakalimutan ko na yung inaral ko. So 4 to 6 months before ng exam, I studied at least an hour a day. Of course, it's not consistent. Like, syempre there are days na wala ako sa mood. But you have to force yourself if you really want this dream and you want this dream school and this dream course. And my advice is study the topics that you find hard first. So for me, I had to study yung spatial reasoning first and then down to the most madali. So sa most madali naman, kailangan mo pa rin aralin yan guys ha. Baka mamaya confident kayo na, kaya ko na to, kaya ko na yan. Nangyari yun sa akin sa UPCAT. Hindi ko inaral yung basics ng math. Although pumasa ako sa UPCAT, hindi ko inaral yung basics ng math. So medyo nakalimutan ko siya. Kala mo you're so confident about the basics of math, pero yung pala kailangan mo pa rin i-review siya. Kahit pinakamadali siya, kahit sa tingin mo alam mo na yun, you have to study and then you'll be surprised na, oh my gosh, butis, inaral ko to. And guys, don't overload yourself. Wala kang maalala nun. So at least give yourself time to relax kasi para nare-retain yung information sa utak mo, hindi yung pasok-labas siya guys. And this one, eto, advice ko to sa mga tamad like me. So sa mga tamad dyan like me, pag tinatamad ako mag-review for an hour a day, what I do is I search the lesson on YouTube. Kunyari, spatial reasoning nga. I search them on YouTube and I just listen. I just watch the video and I just listen. Hindi ako nagsasagot ng questionnaire, hindi ako nagsusolve. It gives you information but not giving you that parang physical na kailangan mong mag-aral talaga. And you learn a thing or two from that. So, another advice, this is for everyone. So, you have to have the pages, yung mga official pages as your favorites or yung parang ito-turn on nyo yung notifs niya para mano-notify kayo whenever there is a new announcement or new post. So, mamaya ko sasabihin yung mga official pages, groups na dapat naka-join kayo. So, what you have to do is you click the 3 dots beside yung message and then you have to click the following and then you have to have it as your favorite. You have to turn on yung post notifications. Next is don't be shy to ask questions to the higher year or dun sa mga PhilSCA students na kasi you just have to really educate yourself more and more. Wala namang mawawala sa'yo kung magtatanong ka. Ako rin talaga, ang dami kong tinanungan. So my other advice is focus on your common sense. Focus on improving your common sense, your reasoning, and not book memorization. As in, walang book memorization. And what was the hardest for me is yung spatial reasoning and of course mechanical reasoning. So sa mechanical kasi, hindi naman ako masyadong mechanical person. And this one, ito yung sinabi ko sa inyo na nung UPCAT hindi ko siya masyadong inaral. Study the basics of math. There are a lot of videos on YouTube, mas easier and faster way on how to get the percentage, ganon. So that is very helpful for college entrance exam takers kasi kung may faster way, doon na kayo sa mas faster way kasi 20 to 25 minutes lang nga ang each section. Next advice is make sure you have someone to ask questions to about mechanical reasoning or yung mga things na you have questions about. For example, for me, my dad and my uncle is both engineers. So, pag tinatanong ko sila, ano to? Yung sa mechanical reasoning, like, bakit ganito? Like, bakit ganito yung nangyari sa kanya? So, kailangan maintindihan mo talaga, bakit nangyari yun? Bakit mas malakas yung tagas ng tubig? Bakit mas mabilis yung kotse kesa dun sa isang kotse? Bakit kailangan nandun yung screw? Ganun yung mga mechanical reasoning eh. So, ang dami ko talagang tinanong sa dad ko and he really informed me. So, I hope you guys have those kind of people that will inform you kung bakit ganon. Kasi yun talaga ang kailangan. Like, for example, I have the most simple question to my dad. Like, ano yung hammer na kailangan ginagamit for this nail? Super simple question. Nakala mo, alam mo na. Pero, yun pala, nakaka-confuse siya kasi ang daming kinds of hammers. So, I had to ask that to my dad and bakit? Bakit yun yung hammer for that? So, yun yung example nun, guys. And then next is, you should really have the motivation and drive to really want this course. You should be desperate. And as for me kasi, I am very desperate for this course. When you have something that motivates you, supernatural na yung pagsa-study. That was really natural for me. I don't really need someone to push me because I really wanted this course. You really have to have that urge and that drive or that desperateness. And then, of course, you have to pray. I always prayed talaga. And right before the exam, I prayed. And then, I think after the exam, I also prayed. I also want to say that you should have a backup school. I know you really want this school, pero worst case scenario, baka hindi ka makapasa. And this is the reality talaga. Maybe you all did your best, but hindi ka umabot sa quota. As for your backup schools, there are a lot of aviation schools in the Philippines naman. For aspiring pilots naman, you really don't have to have aviation-related courses for being a pilot. Those are my advice for this situation. Pero for those face-to-face na, my first advice is you should take the PAT college entrance exam first. Why? Because it will serve as your practice exam. Kunyari, na-take mo na yon. Alalahanin mo yung mga feeling mo mali mo dun sa exam na yon. So, as for me, inalala ko talaga and then tinake down ko and then tinanong ko yung dad ko kasi ang dami niyang alam talaga sa mechanical. Alos lahat alam niya. So, tinanong ko agad nung pagsakay ko sa kotse like, ano to, ano yung sagot dito. And then, when I took the PhilSCA, of course, natama ko na yung mga mali kong yun. Next is, you should time yourself. I-time nyo yung sarili nyo whenever you're answering questionnaires online. Para mag-gauge mo rin yung sarili mo kung saan mo kailangan bilisan. And then, another one for face-to-face is you should sleep well before the exam. Para ma-retain mo yung information na nai-review mo for ilang months. The mismong day ng exam, I did not study nung hapon na. So, nag-study ako ng umaga hanggang noon. And then, nung hapon na mga 5 to 6 p.m., I stopped. I tried to just relax. Yun, wag mong i-overload yung sarili mo a day before and also the day itself. But what I did nung day itself, nag-review pa rin ako ng konti just to refresh everything. And I think I just watched YouTube videos na lang din. And then also, pag face-to-face, you should be early sa location which is sa PhilSCA, sa mismong school. I advise you guys to be early ng 30 minutes to 1 hour kasi para relax ka na. Like, pwede ka naman tumambay doon sa kotse, doon sa park nila, sa mga upuan doon. Pwede kang tumambay and doon ka mag-review. Kesa yung pressure ka na, oh my gosh, malilate na ako pag saktong-sakto kang pumunta. And then, this is my advice if you passed BSAT already. So, my first advice is you should make friends. Making friends in this situation, in this pandemic, is very vital kasi you need someone to cope with. Having friends helps you cope with the situation and pwede kayo mag-study together. Kaya super naka-help sa akin yung friends ko. Super funny na advice ko sa inyo kasi hindi ko to ginawa talaga. They studied the subject aeronautics before entering freshman year. So I did not do this, but I wish I did kasi super hirap ng calculus. You can study them beforehand para mapasa mo talaga. And then lastly, this is my last advice. Don't compete with your classmates. There is no competition. Lahat kayo magpa-flying if lahat kayo makapasa. Kung lahat makapasa, di ba nakakatuwa yun? Now we'll get to the pages and yung mga groups na dapat mag-join kayo. So the first one is yung Philippine State College of Aeronautics na page. The links in the description box, pindutin nyo na lang, tas like nyo. And then the PhilSCA Supreme Student Council Villamor Campus. Yun yung dalawang official pages na nag-a-announce kung kailan yung admission. PhilSCA Villamor to guys, I'm not really sure sa ibang branches. And then for extra, itong page na ginawa ng mga second year BSAT students na hire sa amin, it's the BSAT students na page. So ililink ko rin sila down below. And then for groups, we have yung PhilSCANs and aspiring PhilSCANs na group. So you can ask more information there. Madaming ding group chat na nagpo-post doon. So kung gusto mo ma-join ng group chat, ayun din, isa rin kong advice yun. Join groups, join group chats, like the pages. Kailangan mong mag-like ng ganon. Kailangan mong mag-join sa ganon so that you will be informed more. May Discord kami, which is the BSAT community. Maglalagay ako ng invite link down below. I think may mga reviewers doon na nakapin and other information na mahalaga na nakapin doon. So, you don't need to ask. Merong parang part ng Discord server na yon na information about ng BSAT. So, now we'll get to the Q&A portion and medyo bibilisan ko na to. So, if you want to ask nga ulit, you can leave them down below or in my CuriousCat. So, yung mga questions is kukunin ko sa CuriousCat ko. So, first is, hello ate, ano po difference between BSAT and BSA? So, ang BSAT nga is air transportation, more on being a pilot, more on flying the airplane itself. And then yung BS, aeronautical engineering is being an engineer of airplanes. May turon po ba sa PhilSCA? Ito rin, tanong ko rin to guys. Mahilig din ako sa turon. Hindi ko rin alam kasi hindi pa kami nagsa-study there. Hello po, may dorm po ba sa loob ng PhilSCA? No, wala pong dorm sa mismo PhilSCA but around Pasay. And I know may kondong katabi yung PhilSCA, so you can also use that as a dorm, yung kondo doon. Hi po, how much po tuition or expenses po sa BSAT sa PhilSCA? Wala na pong bayad, walang bayad. Lahat ng courses sa PhilSCA is walang bayad. Ang babayaran mo nga lang is uniform. Yun lang, PE uniform. Ayun. Pwede po ba yung kulot hair sa PhilSCA? So ako medyo kulot ako guys. So nasa PhilSCA ako. Ayan, straight ko lang siya pero kulot siya. So pwede po kasi kulot ako. Wala naman ang atang school na bawal ang kulot. Like, meron pang school na bawal ang kulot. Alam ko, bawal lang ang may kulay sa buhok. Pero kulot, pwede sa lahat ng school. Discrimination naman yun kung bawal ang kulot, diba? Hi po, ano po career opportunities ng BSAT? Thank you po. Mainly, being a pilot. Commercial pilot, airline pilot. Marami po bang magpagawa ng schoolwork sa PhilSCA? Actually, yung tamang-tama lang. Hindi naman konti, but yung tamang-tama lang for the workload. But what I would say is, teachers namin this first sem is very generous na pag minamiss kami, okay lang. Kasi, if you have a reason, very considerate sila na ipamove yung deadline kung hindi pa tapos lahat. Ayun, they're very considerate sa situation ng lahat ngayong COVID pandemic. Pwede po ba mag-shift sa BSAT after a year pag sa second choice po nakapasa? No. Kailangan ipasa mo talaga yung BSAT. Hello po, pwede po ba sa PhilSCA ang naka-makeup? I think yes, kasi since college na yun, I feel like pwede naman ang makeup. Ang bawal lang mag-makeup is sa ROTC namin. So that's it for our questions. Make sure to leave more questions in the comment box or sa CuriousCat ko. I will make another video about PhilSCA as a Q&A. So kung may gusto kayong tanongin guys, leave them down below. Good luck to everyone. I hope I can see you around PhilSCA next year, hopefully, pag face-to-face na. And yeah, thank you guys for watching this video. I hope I gave you a lot of information. I hope I motivated you. I hope madami kayong natutunan sa akin. So, thank you guys for watching this video and I will see you guys next week. Bye-bye!